Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi.
Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth, and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had, and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net, that was cast into the sea, and gathered of every kind, which, when it was full, they drew to shore, and sat down, and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. For we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles. The great millstone led me to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 42. The water for all you believers coming in on the common board. Yahawashi, Atham. Anybody who comes in on after. And the Lord is putting the spirit on me to deal with some various topics, today, and Lord willing to edify to the flock. So we're going to start with Hezbollah joins the war, calls for violence against so-called Jews. They say they're the Jews, but they're not. It's really Amalek, right? The ones, the small hats, the ones with the little hats on their head who say they Israel. That's who that's talking about. Rose by 1,200% in New York City, and various end time topics. So Lord willing to edify to the flock. Go ahead and get started with it. And got a busy day ahead of me, but this work come first. So we're gonna knock this out first, and then I can tend to everything else. Shalom, big bro. Yahawashi, Barak Atham. The water for your lesson earlier. The water, your power lesson. And so we're gonna get into this and see a little bit what's going on over here. U.S. will strike Hezbollah, right? Yeah, that's how you spell it. Yep. If they attack Israel, confirms Omar Harfouch from Washington. Now, when you get into it, they're going to talk a little bit about it, but we don't need to get much into it because they're already involved. When you look at these other articles that the Lord put the Spirit on me to deal with, they let me pull this second one up. It says Hezbollah, that's how you say his name. That's how you say it's Salaki. Hezbollah destroys Israeli service cameras along Lebanese border as tension soars, right? So they were destroying their surveillance cameras, and not let alone that, it says high stakes diplomacy stalls Israeli ground assault as Hezbollah joins the war. See, so they there. So Israel's, we'll read a little bit of this one, and then we're going to get into what America, Babylon the Great's doing about it. And the Elder Apostle Tahar did a video about it earlier too, and he said that they are sending those 2,000 troops over there. I have an article saying that they had them on standby, but I guess they going over there now. So Israel's ambitious plans to launch ground offensive attack against Hamas in Gaza, deploying over 10,000 troops, have been thwarted through the diplomatic process involving major regional players, according to reliable sources. The diplomatic intervention comes against the backdrop of escalating violence in the region, which saw Israel engage in fierce battles with Hezbollah, a potent Iran-backed militant organization with significant influence in southern Lebanon. A flare-up occurred after Hezbollah fired a barrage of rockets deep into Israeli territory. See, they already involved, with some projectiles intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome. In response, Israeli forces unleashed military fire. See, they this war over there, man, and more people are getting into the fight. And America, Babylon the Great said they're going to get involved if Hezbollah gets involved. So what do you think that's going to happen? They're getting involved. World War III is cooking up like the big battle. The big battle of Armageddon is cooking up. You're going to have all these little battles around it. And that big battle is going to be, it's going to end in the result of the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and the land of Israel, and many other places across the four corners of the earth from intercontinental ballistic missiles. But it's a lot of stuff that's got to play out first, And Hezbollah, the water, that's how you say it right there. The water, big bro. Yeah, Hezbollah. The water for the correction. Yeah, because I'm really bad with some of these words, especially the new ones that I come across. So that's one I ain't really heard of too much. I didn't really know nothing about Hezbollah until now. So thousands. Hold on, get this thing out of here. I don't know why this has popped up. Whatever this is. Bear with me. Let me get this out the way. Come on, man. Basically, it says, It says right here, I can read a little bit above this thing. Thousands of U.S. Marines are sailing to Israel while Pentagon orders 2,000 additional troops ready for potential deployment, and they are getting deployed. As Elder Apostle Tahar was saying, they did deploy these other 2,000. With this situation going on, this battle, man, World War III. So we're gonna just matter, and we're gonna stay watching with Bahasham and Yahawashi and sees what he's doing with these heathens. Because the more they do, the closer we are to World War III, the famine of the word, and Jacob's trouble. And then we can get out of here, because there's nothing good coming to this place, man. There's nothing good coming to America, Babylon the Great, and we're glad. Because why? Because that brings us closer to the salvation of Israel. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. The real Israelites, the true Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. And the foreign Israelites, of course. So Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon, talking about America, Babylon the Great, and his purposes that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, so-called white man. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's that? Amalek. And what are they doing? Is drawing them out. They getting their soldiers and they take them over there to Israel. They're drawing them out. surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. That's how we know that this place is finna be laid desolate right after these wars, man. And the other things that are going to happen, you know, the MOT being made mandatory, and that's the big one. That's how we know that we're real close. When they make that mandatory, hey, this place is gonna be like, it's gonna be a type of spirit on the earth that's like, man, people are wicked, man. Like, it's gonna be like the most wicked time in history, okay, ever. You know? So we know that, you know, that's why we push that so hard. Cause that's really that last, that's how we know we like 2 minutes, like 1 minute left in the game. Whenever that happens, everything's gonna play out real fast. And the destruction of America, Babylon the Great is gonna be swift, man. Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 19, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance, and the Lord of hosts of his name, right? So this shows us, you know, the portion of Jacob. What are we doing? We're not going to war. We're not battling and shooting missiles and out there protesting and stuff. And you know, and we basically the form of everything that they have, and they don't take account of our labors, you know. So it just shows that, you know, these people, man, they're not the people of the Lord. You know, they didn't make all this stuff, man. The Lord blessed them with the sword and whatnot, but everything really came from Jacob, man. You know, when it comes down to it. But the weapons, that's his blessing that the Lord gave him, so he knows how to do that better than us. But when it comes down to it, we're the battle weapons, whoever the 144,000 elect men are. So really, we're better at them at weapons. We just haven't been activated yet. Whoever the elect are, Lord willing, we part of that number, you know. Those 144,000 men, us men out here that's doing the work. Of course, starting with the elders and apostles, the great millstone, and the big bros, man. They've been here looking out for Israel longer than, you know, than any of us, man. And, you know, in faith, I pray that they get what they worked hard for, you know. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians. See? And that's what he's doing. The modern day so-called white man, he's setting them against each other. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what's happening. And also, verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And that's what's happening. People are starting to realize that this ain't really the chosen people of Israel. That's why there's some people that are going after so-called Israel, Amalek, okay? Because they see all the prophets out here prophesying the downfall of this place, exposing them, you know. He said, America, Babylon the Great, it would reveal her secret parts, man. That's what's going on right now. That's what the prophets are doing. And people are starting to realize it, and there's people who are coming against, you know, Israel, man, the land of Israel, okay, them Edomites over there. So, and Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And this is the process that we're seeing. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and the wizards. So they're going to turn to their false gods and all these things. The church is going to try to, you know, they all trying to be there for Israel. They're going to turn to their false gods, and it's going to fail, man. So this is Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. And it reads, woe, one woe is past, and behold, two more woes more hereafter. That's World War I, World War II, and World War III that we are in right now. We are literally in World War III right now. But it don't feel like that to the part of America, Babylon the Great, because it hasn't touched soil yet. It hasn't touched over here. But it will. And when it does, we need to make sure that we are in one accord with Yahawah, Bahasham, and Yahawashi by studying, following the brotherhood, aiding the brotherhood, making sure if you're a brother doing your videos, you know, because even, you know, a lot of times, you know, when I do videos, there's some things that I learn when I do my videos. So it's always good to be diligent in many different ways, you know. So hold on. I want to do Revelation 11:14 is what I wanted. You know, this is showing that the progress that we've seen. The second woe is past. See, we already got past that part of the prophecy. And behold, the third woe comes quickly. That's where we at right now. We in that prophecy right now, coming quickly. That's one of the prophecies that's literally filling out every second, you know, of every day. And what are we supposed to be doing? Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. We're supposed to be coming out of this place spiritually, but you got, some people, these people talking about these Hebrew, the Negroes type niggas talking about some, you got to get out of America, Babylon the Great. No, the Lord said he will deliver us in Babylon. He said he will redeem us without money here. So we're supposed to have faith and stay in our position, stay at our post, as soldiers, and chant this place to the ground while we inside of here. That's our job. We soldiers, we spiritual soldiers right now, but later it will get physical. It will get physical, but it will get physical spiritually for us. The Lord is going to spiritually guide us through those physical moments, and we're going to react spiritual in them, because the spiritual is more powerful than flesh. But the flesh doesn't believe that, because the Lord has not activated those 144,000 elect men yet, and Yahawashi hasn't returned. So they think that this place is more powerful than the spirit. But they're gonna find out. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 7. Consider what I say, and the Lord give thee understanding in all things. And how does he do that? Through the elders and apostles, great millstone, the big bros. That's how we got that stuff. We considered what they said. We took that stuff. We convinced ourselves in our own minds and got to doing what they told us to do. It's plain and simple, And people don't want to do that. They want to sit around and play around until the time comes where stuff like this is happening on our soil, man. Not our soil, but America, Babylon the Great. But it's just like when in Rome, some of the prophets, like, they said they was Romans. Yeah, we're basically Americans, but we not Americans. We Israelites that was taken over in America, right? So, but sometimes they would try to say stuff so they wouldn't get put to death. That's how they was. It's like, I'm a Roman citizen. You can't do that. Like, like, this is where we at, So we got to make sure that, we are circumspect and we're wise as serpents. And we agree with our adversary quickly, but in the back of our minds, we are not for this place, man. We trying to get up out of here, but we not going to try to get in a confrontation if we don't got to, We don't want to get it done. That's why you see on the movies, every time something happened in a scary movie, what Jake do, his ass be the first one to take off. Like, I ain't dealing with that. Hell no. I'm gone. Okay, that's how we really is. Okay, we ain't trying to deal with all that shit. We trying to go home. But if it comes down to it, we got to be involved to all hell. Okay, I'll go to Yahawashi, get me through this shit. So I want to pull out a couple foreclosures and whatnot that's going on. It's national pharmacy chain declares bankruptcy. Fate of 2,100 stores, okay, and they saying unknown, but that's a lot of stores. A lot of these people did this medicine to keep them functional, and they shutting down 2,100 stores, man. That's a lot. And while that's going on, the bank, there's this bank, I think it's Bank of America. Let me check. It's pulling up. It just says a U.S. bank. Let's see if I can find exactly which one it is, and we'll get into that. So they laying off 2,300 people. Who is it? The PNC Financial Services Group is an American bank holding company and financial services corporation based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So they shutting down a bunch of stuff over there, and then see branch closures to be 173, man. 173 banks. Okay, something's big gonna happen, man. Okay, they're closing off stuff because why? Because they don't have the means to be able to keep all this stuff running. It's just like if you look at America, Babylon the Great as a business, and they had everybody in all these countries whoring after this place, trying to be in this place, trying to spend, forsaking this place, and return to inflation here is horrible. So now they're having to shut down. I had an article talking about 50 jobs that were going to be taken by AI, and that's going to be their solution, because they don't have to pay AI. They just have to keep it maintained and function. So that's what they're trying to do. And all those people who have those jobs, they're through. Those are all those white collar jobs. They that's going to be down here cook chicken strips with my ass. Okay. They ain't gonna cook chicken strips faster than my ass. They ain't gonna beat me. I've been down here for years. Okay. And I've done other jobs. I was at Amazon, did other stuff, but this is where the Lord got me at right now. But it's cool. Shoot, I can do stuff like that. I ain't saying don't do that. But they're laying off a bunch of people, and on top of that, there's a factory that are confirming they shutting down some shit. And they losing some shit. So factory confirms closure and loss of 300 jobs. So when we see this kind of stuff, it's showing that all around the world, this is in UK, but all around the world, and also America, Babylon the Great, everybody is losing their infrastructures. So what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to push that C here, the MOTB. They're going to have to push that, because there's no other choice. Because they can't function without that thing. They got to go digital. Just like I was saying the other day, Esau Edom trying to make a digital birthright, because he knows that this a whole bunch of places vehicle check sober, drink if you want you to do, and also taking care of your personal matters and whatnot, right? Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, the so-called white man, is a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking who he may devour. With what? Philosophies, doctrine, the juice box, trying to get you to take the C-hip before it even made mandatory. These are the things that they're trying to do. Because when I went to Amazon, when I was working at Amazon, they had it where if you took the juice box, they had it where you could enter into a $500,000 drawing. They had it where they was paying people $100, $200. They had it where one of them was getting a trip to Orlando, like all types of stuff, man. They was trying to do, and they trying to devour you. They trying to devour us with all these incentives to them to join a wicked ass system, So we got to be vigilant and make sure that we catch on to that stuff before, you get caught up with it, because Jake out there, we're known to the Lord as sheep, and sheep will just, some sheep wander off and end up in some shit. So, we got to keep our eyes focused on the shepherd, which is Yahawashi, these scriptures. Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 16, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. Talking about that power, and that's what he did at that time. But he's really talking about now. He's going to break that staff of bread, to 2/3, and we're going to be affected. The ones that are trying to put on the image to the elect, the hopeful elect, And it's really talking also about Jerusalem out there too. They getting the land of Jerusalem. That staff of bread is being broken right now. And they shall eat bread by weight, because they in war and whatnot, right? It's going to be famines and everything over there. It's going to be bad. And with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. But we really just dealing with Jake, because the Lord's coming after Jake, man. These heathens ain't nothing to him. He's coming after 2/3 of Jake, because they don't want to repent, But they can't, because they're not supposed to, because that's part of their punishment for what they did 2,000 years ago to Yahawashi. They crucified him, man. Our own people crucified him. He said, all right, well, since that, you ain't going to get the comforter. You just, you're not going to get it. So hold on. Let me put this in Salakia. Leviticus 26, verse 26. And it reads, and when I have broken your staff of bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver your bread again by weight, and ye shall eat and not be satisfied. And that's why the elders and apostles and the big bros always tell us, hey, make sure you fast and stuff, because it's going to become a time where we're not going to have a lot of food. you know, and that's one thing that I got to work on more is fasting, you know. I do it, you know, but I don't do it as much as I believe I should, you know. In my mind, I feel like I should be better at it. That's all stuff that we can all work on, you know, because we don't really know how vast Jacob's trouble is going to be, man. All we can do is prepare and trust in Yahawashi, but we know it's going to be the worst time ever. Okay, and we've seen some horrible things looking through the unicorn, the internet. We've seen some horrible things happen to people, like these earthquakes, like the one that happened in where was it at? I think it was in India. No, it was in man, it's been since like February. What was that big earthquake? It killed like 50,000 people. It was in Turkey. Yup. And that kind of stuff, man, that ain't even Jacob's trouble, man. What you think Jacob's trouble gonna be like? Man, Isaiah chapter 7 verse 23, and it shall come to pass in that day that every place shall be where there were 1,000 vines and 1,000 silverlings, it shall be even for bridge and thorns. And that's us seeing these banks and stuff closing down. They had all this profit, all this money, and we're seeing they going bankrupt. But what does it say? What does it say about the men of the Lord and the Akim and the Akwath? What does it say about them at that time? What is the Lord doing for them? Isaiah chapter 65 verse 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahawah, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Right? That's what's going to happen to them out there because they're not filling themselves with the Rawchaa Qadash. Okay, either because they don't want to, because the Lord don't want them to. Which really come down, if you don't want to do it, the Lord don't want you to, because the only way you get into this truth is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Right? Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart. Why? Because, you know, right now we're going through a lot of trials and tribulations, but when we get to that point, we're going to be so glad because why? The Lord's going to remove a lot of that stuff from Jacob, and he's going to prove it to us that he can save us in very dire situations at that time. You know, Lord willing, we're part of that number. But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Those are going to be the ones who don't have the safety of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You know, it says in 1 Samuel that all men's strength shall fail in that day. Ain't nobody going to have enough strength to survive Jacob's trouble. We're going to need the Holy Spirit. We're going to need the Rawchaa Qadash. We're going to need the Lord. Just like now. We can't do this work without the Lord. He's the one who's got us doing it. So, you know, I want to point this out. This is part of one of my articles that I had in the title. And I'm going to go into some stuff about this. And I got one more talking about a couple of electric car companies. And then we're getting out of here. I tried to make it quick today for you as much as possible, you know. So calls for violence against Jews, the so-called Jews. It's really Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the ones who got the little small hats on over there in Israel right now, rose by 1,200%. So, anti-Semitism, they did this right here. The anti-Semitism found that between October 7th to October 10th, at least 157,000 posts calling for violence against Israel, Zionists, and Jews were made online Amalek, according to the survey obtained by the Jerusalem Post. That represents a 450% increase from the 4 days before. Lord stirring up these demons, man. They finna start showing their horns. It also represents a 360% increase when compared to the same period last month. So we see this dude throwing up the swastika like, hey, okay, Jake bugged out. That's probably a damn tear. Okay, ain't no Jake gonna be doing that shit. I don't know what the hell wrong with his ass. That's just one Jake. Matthew, you know, he might be a tear. I don't know anybody that Jake do with the swastika shit. Okay, they was all about blonde hair and blue eyes. I don't know what the hell his ass did. So, I'm gonna go over here. Isaiah 26 verse Matthew chapter 26, verse 52. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about weapons now. It talked about when Yahawashi was with the prophets, somebody's ear got cut off because they went in there trying to get the Lord, right? And what did Yahawashi say to him? Let's see if I can back it up and read it. So it says, and behold, one of them was with Yahawashi stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear, right? And what did the Lord say unto him? He said, and Yahawashi said unto him, put up again thy sword, shall perish with the sword. So this is why we tell Jake to not use weapons and not use violence, because you're going to perish if you use the sword, man. Do not use it. Proverbs, and it's also what the wicked do. We don't want to be like the wicked. That's why we're not doing that. Okay? But I want to make a cut to 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. And those are his ways, violence and destruction, man. That's all they know. And that's why they got that big increase of them calling for that, because that's how they've always been. They've never been not violent. They've always been violent. This is Psalm chapter 11 verse 5. The Lord trieth the righteous. How does he try us? By seeing if we are going to take in any of the wicked's ways. Okay? But the wicked in him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. So the Lord hates people who love violence. Now we know that sometimes, brothers get in a quarrel, or you might get in a situation where you ended up getting in a little scruffle like a fist fight, but that don't mean that we love violence. We was trying to stop it. But if you push Jake to the limit, especially in his own territory, he's gonna defend himself, But us as men of the Lord, we try to do everything we can to be peaceful as possible, man. We try to de-escalate all those type of problems, But, some of us are better than others, but it's all something that we can work on, myself first and foremost, And I've had them, though, but I've always tried to be someone who don't get into that, man. Because, the ones who are violent, the Lord hates. Titus chapter 3, verse 1, put them in mind, magistrates, and to be ready and to be gotta put this. We're putting in mind by our elders and apostles to obey our the people over us. And it's really talking about our spiritual fathers, our brothers. We agree with our adversary quickly or whatever when it comes to Esau Edom. But if they try to tell us to do something that messes with the law of Yahawah, we won't do that. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna start cussing out the police or something, get thrown in jail. We're gonna be like, all right, what do you need? The ID? All right, cool. We're gonna try to be cool. To be no brawlers, right? So we're not supposed to be fighting, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men, right? And that's how we're supposed to be. And we gotta be good like that, We have to be that way. We don't want to start issues with people because we want the Lord to judge their ass. We don't want to deal with them. Numbers chapter 35 verse 33, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the blood of him that shed it. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. When somebody makes you, you're going to have to pay for that, if you do that out of spite, But the Lord knows your heart. He's not going to just destroy you if, or punish you if he knows that, you did everything you could to stop it. Hold up, Slakia. This is Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 11. I just want to make a few more points about this. Because this is some stuff that I had to work on when I first came in the truth. So, and actually this one I want to point out to show you how serious it is for women not to be on the battlefield. This is a spiritual battlefield. This is why we tell the women not to be here. Okay? Why women are not allowed on the battlefield, spiritually or physically, okay? And it shows it right here. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 11, when men strive together with one another, and the wife of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets, which is talking about his jewels, okay? Okay, talk about his B's, his BALLS. I don't want to get too graphic. You know what I'm saying? His juice box, verse 12, then thou shalt cut off her hand. Thine eye shall not pity her. So even though she tried to go in there and save her husband got to get up and cut her hand off, man. That's how much you women don't need to be getting into this battle, okay? You need to be women. Don't get in the fight, okay? Stay out of it. You know, y'all are not supposed to be fighting. Y'all are not supposed to be Xena, warrior princess. No, don't do it. Okay? The Lord does not deal with that. You know? So just don't fight at all. Okay? And if you have, you know, that ain't talking about before you came in the truth. When you come in the truth, just say, you know, it just when it comes to dealing with the two men scruffling, you know, it didn't say nothing about like you got into it with a woman, but you know, we all have our days where we lose the battle. You know, you're not gonna win every battle, man. That's why it's not about who's like righteous or whatever. It's about whoever's gonna fall down. Whoever falls down is gonna get back up, because we're all gonna fall short of the glory of the Most High. So it's about who's gonna get back up and keep doing the work and keep changing to the best of their abilities and praying for the Lord to lead them. This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 18. And if men strive together and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, see, he wasn't talking about no swords or nothing, you punch him in his mouth because he was talking that bull biggity and he wouldn't leave you alone. You was trying to get him to leave you alone, right? And he died not, but keepeth his bed, right? Verse 19, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his stab, then he shall, then shall he that smote him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be. And they couldn't get themselves together, and they couldn't walk around, and you had to help them get better. And that was the rules back then. And that shows you that it happened in the old times, in the ancient times. You beat somebody up, you had to take care of them if they couldn't get out and go work in the field. You know, so that was a good rule for Israel. So it'd be like, if you got into it, most Israel was like, man, I don't want to get into it because I'm about to take care of his ass. So, you know, this is to show you, just, you know, try to avoid it, you know, stay out of that stuff. But it's going to get to the point to where people are going to wax worse and worse, and people are going to try to get at you and bother you, especially if you're a prophet. They're going to be pulling up at camp. Just, hey, prepare yourself, prepare your mind. You know, the Lord gave you a mouthpiece, man. Try to use that mouthpiece so they leave you alone. So now we got right here, it says Tesla owner says his heart missed a beat when he received a $21,000 bill after the battery was damaged by rain. And this is just to show that this electric stuff is just the dumbest, you know, it's just the most retarded idea, okay, these Edomites came up with yet, okay. $21,000 for a damn battery. How would you feel if your battery in your phone died and you went to get another battery and told you $21,000? Like, that's, my heart would have missed the beat too. Mine almost missed one when I read it. Okay, you know, but that's why we tell Jake, don't be trusting this Esau Edom's devices, man. Don't be trusting this stuff. He's seeking who he may devour. They knew that battery wasn't going to be able to last in the rain. How much waterproof shit they done made? You didn't make the battery waterproof, and it's a car outside all the time. Alrighty, they knew what they doing, man. And while that's going on, it says 3 major electric vehicle companies are being blamed. Okay, so they pointing fingers but are not working as it says, and damn electric cars working. You think they gonna put everybody verse 12? He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And it's ultimately to make this place a digital whatever they think they can escape through. I had another video a long time ago I made. It's these people overseas. They made a whole virtual island, okay? And they're all like in this virtual island talking about that's going to save them from destruction. You weirdo. Whatever, man. Do what you do. We going to trust in Yahawashi over here. So shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone led me to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is